Peace, peace, peace. Rich day, rich day. I'm doing my butterfly sitting down. But anyway, the legs thing is maybe not. But whatever the case, hey, legacy building lady, wealthy and winnings happening, and it's a beautiful day. I'm excited. Like seriously. But okay, so let's hurry up. Get into the HooDoo Tarot. The HooDoo Tarot. So yes, today I'm coming on here live, well not live, but via video to talk about the cards. And so every day I do a pull and to get more acquainted with my deck. I love my deck. Why do I love my deck? Oh, so many reasons, but definitely from a cultural perspective, learning more about the indigenous and original people here in America. Yeah, all that good stuff, all the juicy stuff. So anyway, yeah, this is one of the many reasons. But anyway, today we pulled the Ancestor card. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. The Ancestor card, y'all. Yes. Okay. So with the Ancestor, let's talk about how the book talks about it. Woo. Did I lose my page? Pop back, pop back. Ah! Okay, here we go. Alright, so Ancestor. So Ancestors, so the deck correlates with the Rider-Waite deck, and that would be the Death card. So with the Ancestors, the book says, the eye that mocketh at his father and despised, if I can shout, hold on. We got this. Alright. So the eye that mocketh at his father and despiseth to obey his mother, the ravens of the valley shall pick it out, and the young eagle shall eat it. That is Proverbs 30 and 17, okay? So that's a scripture that corresponds with the Ancestors per the book. And then there's a plant. There's always a corresponding plant, which I love. And the plant that corresponds with the Ancestors is the flower of stone. And so the image, and I'll hold it up as I talk about the image here. So a happy baby is lying in a crib. Though her form is young, there is a part of her that is very old. The half of her face that is skeletal reflects the eternal connection with the ancestors. Ancestor veneration is one of the least discussed but most ubiquitous features of human life since the immemorial. Though the aesthetics of ancestral veneration vary depending on the culture, there are few people who feel comfortable with their dead just being dead. Instead, humans have created hundreds of other dimensions for their souls to inhabit, where they may or may not be accessible to the living. In HooDoo, we may have access to any spirit of the dead if the deceased is willing and we are skilled enough to make them and make, here we go again, make and maintain the contract, or the contact rather. So it was quite common in both indigenous American and African cultures to consult the ancestors via various methods of divination, channeling, or meditation. For those in the community who had the skill and the authority to do so, the death of family members was no excuse to begin excluding them from the affairs of the nation, rites, and rituals, nor from accepting their input regarding the major life decisions of their living relations. In the traditional mind, neither time nor space could separate us from our kin. Ancestral veneration, however, is much deeper than lighting candles, attending special events, or asking questions now and then. Ancestral veneration, in its most traditional sense, is supposed to inform our behavior on a daily and continual basis. It's about knowing, honoring, and defending one's bloodline. It is about personifying the most esteemed values of your forefathers and foremothers, and doing one's best to add on positively to your family's legacy. It's about reflecting on and identifying how our parents' and grandparents' actions affected our lives and considering how our decisions could affect our great-grandchildren tomorrow. So meaning, death is not a subject most Westerners or Western-educated people like to discuss. It's an event that will happen to each and every one of us, yet it is considered morbid, weird, or taboo to spend any time contemplating it. It cannot be spring, summer, or fall forever. Eventually the end must come to make way for something new. Death is just the beginning of that something. So when the Ancestors card turns up in a reading, you are being reminded that the only thing that is truly permanent is impermanence. It's okay to be sad, it's okay to mourn, but you must let go. Life goes on. If you receive the Ancestors in a reading, consider the following. Every end is also a new beginning. The only thing that is constant is change. Put the past behind you and start over. Learn how to embrace the unknown. Do you know who your ancestors are? Let me make sure that's maybe more. Oh, there's more. Okay. So, what does your lineage, ancestral heritage mean to you? In what ways are you and your ancestors the same? Which ways are you the same? And how are you different? Do you feel connected to your ancestors? Why or why not? Do you communicate with or venerate your ancestors? If not, why or why not? Do genealogy, research, and create a family tree. So yes, that is the ancestors. So yes, the message that I would also align with per the book, and that's just what I'm vibing, because like I said, usually when I go through them, I'm getting acquainted with the cards, but I'll also, based upon the one I share in the day, I'll just give you what comes up for me when I go over that card. So definitely connect with your ancestors, and do so in a way that's comfortable for you, and do so in a way that is true to your culture. So do your best to really get acquainted. So whether it be actually talking to a live or a living family member who is open and honest and likes to share, or just having a conversation with them in general and just let them know, like, I'm interested in learning more. Now, we all have different relationships with our families, so, but that's a way to do it. Even going on Google, what does it say about your particular last name, or on Google. And if you're of an indigenous culture, you would be looking at the matriarchal or maternal side. So yeah, get to know your bloodline, get to know your tribe, get to know more about who you really are, so you can really dive into your spirituality in a way that's very authentic and true to who you are, the energy that you embody. So yeah, do that. And I am a subconscious specialist, so if you're looking to know more about what's going on in your inner world, this is here. I can support you and help you in that. We can do a subconscious snapshot where we take a sneak peek of what's going on. I also have some other offerings besides the actual regression itself. But reach out to me. We can talk about it. Or if you want a tarot consult, you can reach out to me as well. We take a subconscious approach to that as well, to kind of get to the root and kind of probe to see what's going on at a deeper level, so we can use the cards as a tool to really help you evolve and move past things that may have you hindered or stuck in some way. But anyway, that's it for today. Grateful and thankful for those who tapped in, tuned in, and until the next video, peace.